Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Race for Eeloo. So, this is just going to be another one of those small little interludes with airplanes that I like to do because I really like to build space planes. I really do. I'm just really bad at them. So, um, please do not judge me based on these. But this is the K2 Diomedes. Now, if you remember, the K1 Jason was a bit of a flop. May or may not have killed Bill Kerman, but this one, uh, based on our current aviation technology and the fact that we just had an update that added new parts and so on, this should go a lot better. I hope. I'm a little nervous because of the fact that these wings that are highlighted don't have any ailerons or flaps on them, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we just had a new update for Kerbal Space Program 1.0.5, I believe. I'm gonna leave a link in the description that will take you to a video by Scott Manley, um, who made a very concise and nice video about everything that was changed and everything that was added. Oh, that's not a good start. Uh, come on, come on, come on. Okay, parachutes. Yeah, that was not working. Okay, back to the drawing board on that one. Okay, we're going to try this again. I've redesigned this just a tiny bit. I'm not sure if it's any better, but we'll see. I'm gonna modify the controls here just a tiny bit. So let's see. Uh, Now I did take flight lessons, so I kind of feel bad that I'm having to think so hard to remember some of these terms, but at the same time, I just woke up, so I'm a little sleepy. Uh, let's see. And pitch. Yeah, okay, that's that. No. Okay, that should be it. I hope. We're gonna try. Um, Now, if this does work, you'll notice that I have a bunch of science instruments on here, and that means that all that means is that I'm going to just take this thing to somewhere, some fancy new biome that we haven't been to before, and get as much science as I can, and that'll give us a nice little boost. It probably won't get us another tech, but it'll still help. Every little bit helps. So, just waiting for the engines to spool up here. I'm only running them at about half speed right now because I don't know if it'll make me make me flip out like the last one did if I run them too high. Come on. Oh, now I'm gonna run out of runway. I might need to speed up just a little bit. Give me just a little bit of air. Just a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Oh, okay. Same thing's happening. Why this? Why this? Well, that's that's an interesting piece of art right there. You know what? I'm gonna get Alvy Kerman out of the cockpit. Just gonna drop her down. Oh, okay. Lagging quite a bit. Alright. I'm gonna recover that. I'm gonna recover her and leave the plane there as a little monument to our achievement? Question mark. Let me see if I can bring it into view here. No, I can't. I can't zoom out of the space station any further than that. Oh well, that's okay. Um, Yeah, okay. I'll probably revisit that in a little while, but let's get back to the main source of the action right now. I'm thinking today. I don't really have a plan. I mean, we could try and send a small probe to maybe Duna. Duna would be fairly easy. I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. Just a tiny little thing, like probably one of the things that we sent on the first flyby of the Mun. But I will see you on the launch pad once I have the ship in the works. Okay, here we are on the launch pad. Now that we're dealing with Duna, and I have excuse me, and now that I have decided that we are going to Duna with this, we need a new program name since we're dealing with a whole new challenge. We're dealing with the challenge of traveling interplanetarily. If that's a word. Um, so I think it's only fitting that this program be called the Ares program because um, the Roman equivalent of Ares is Mars, and Duna and Mars have some very similar characteristics. So it only seems fair that that we call it the Ares program. So this is the Ares 1 rocket, and I believe it can get us to Duna. I really do. Like, I don't think it will be too terribly difficult, so long as it stays together on takeoff. So I was actually fairly happy with myself. The entire probe assembly up at the top here only weighs about 1.9 tons. So compared to the probe that we sent to fly by the Mun initially, it only weighs about 6 times as much, which is a lot less than I was expecting it to. I was expecting it to weigh maybe 3 or 4 tons at least, but it's actually fairly light, like compared to what I expected. So that's good. Anyway, the rocket seems to be deciding when it's going to start its own turn. So, I will see you in orbit with this thing if it will get up there. And now we are in post-production, so I'm just wanting to skip this part just because it's me rambling on about the same concept and to some degree fumbling over myself, so it made more sense to go back and do this later as I try to escape the bounds of Kerbin with this rocket that I have managed to get into orbit. Once again, we'll be using the Oberth effect to increase our orbital velocity relative to the sun while factoring in our gravitational effect from Kerbin, but we will be using the Oberth effect to increase our apoapse on the other side of the star so that we will eventually get our intersect with Duna, as you can see right there. And with that, we will be able to create a maneuver that will put us in a trajectory, as you can see me fine-tuning that there, and there's the intersect. So we're just making that maneuver node so that we will be able to get our intersect with Duna, and for some reason I'm still rambling on about whatever it was I was talking about, but we do finally have that encounter, and I'm still fine-tuning it for some reason, even though I had it. I'm I don't know why I do things sometimes, but we do have that maneuver node now, and it's not going to cost us entirely too much fuel to get there, which is nice. So I will hand it back to past me and see you at the maneuver node. Okay, and we're coming up on the maneuver node. Just 3 more seconds to 1 and fire. So we just have to wait until our delta V is where the maneuver node says it should be. I'm so glad that I don't have to do the math for this, but yeah, as soon as our orbit expands to... Oh, that was the encounter right there, and I believe I missed it just a tiny bit because I wasn't paying attention, but let me just go back this way just a tiny bit. How much fuel do I have? Okay, I think I've got enough fuel left. Let's see. So we're just going to burn back this way since I overshot it just a tiny bit. And that looks like an encounter to me in another in another year and a half. So I'll see you once we're there. I probably could have figured out something more efficient to do in this time, but that's okay. Okay, so as you can see there, we've just entered the sphere of influence of Duna. If I scroll out a little bit, it'll show up a little better. But now I want to just I realize that we're still really far away from the planet, but I still want to just try and find it just in the background here. Aha! There it is. It's right. If I set my aircraft or my spaceship right there, it's right off the nose. You should be able to see it right there. I think Ike is still pretty invisible, but I don't know. It might be there somewhere in the mixture of. Oh, that's probably it right there. Actually, just a little bit to the up and left of Duna. Seems a little less ghostly than some of these stars and galaxies in the background. But anyway. I will start to perform my landing checklist. So I'm heading to my periapps, and I'm doing the same thing that I did on Minmus. Basically, if I boost retrograde from here, it will really circularize my orbit and give me a lot more control over it. So we're gonna start from there, and I realize this does take more fuel since I am technically going faster at my periapps than I am at the extremities of my encounter here, but that's okay. I think we have more than enough fuel. I haven't even started using that that far upper stage yet, but this one is about to run out. I've got literally a unit of liquid fuel left. Yep, there we go. That's all of that. So now we just pop that off and start using this. And this will bring us in right close to Duna. Now, what I would really like to do... Oh, that was it. That was what I wanted to get. I want to get that Ike encounter. Just a flyby. Just a flyby. So that I can take some science from there as well. And am I going to get a free return out of this? Yes, I am! Excellent! So I don't have to use any more fuel. That's better than I could have expected. Alright, so let's just do a little bit more science here while we're high over Duna. And let's see, grab this one. Grab this one. And again, we're saving the Science Junior for probably when we're on Duna, realistically, because it's going to be just so much more to do it like that. So just fast forwarding through time here a little bit. I'm trying not to overshoot it. So we're swinging by Duna now, and Duna should be. Oh, there's Ike. Where's Duna? Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello, friend. Okay. So that's where we're going. We're going to Ike here in just a minute. That's a nice picture. Let's see. Just gonna boost this way a little bit now. If I'm not mistaken, Ike is the single moon in the system with the. What am I trying to say? It's the single biggest moon in comparison to its planet, Duna, and I think you can see that because like if you're looking at Kerbin, the Mun is, I mean, pretty big, but it's not very big, and Minmus is naturally even smaller. But looking at it like this, I can eclipse Duna from this point here all the way out to about there, I guess. I don't know how far away the camera is from Ike right now, but Ike is fairly big in comparison to, like, in relation to Duna. Okay, get another mystery goo. Now, did I send off that data? I did not. Okay. So we're going to transmit that data. Trouble. Okay, that might have fast forwarded a little bit quickly, but that's okay. I think we'll be fine. Duna doesn't really have any oceans, so I don't exactly have a preference as to where I'm landing, so should be fine. I'm gonna use. I mean, really, this is the only thing I can use the fuel for, but I'm just gonna use the last fuel that I have to slow myself down so that re-entry isn't quite so terrible. only have one mystery goo unit left, the Science Junior, and, well, naturally all of the instruments up here. But let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut to when we're closer to the surface, because we shouldn't have any issues with re-entry at this point. Re-entry should be almost non-existent with coming up on 500 meters per second. So I will see you when we are closer to the ground. Okay, we're getting much closer to the ground now, and we still have about 100 meters per second to kill, but that's okay. Even if we don't kill all of it, which we will, but even if we didn't, I still have lots of parachutes, so this probe will be just fine. Famous last words, but I'm fairly confident that this will land without too much issue. I'm just gonna burn up the last bit of fuel that I have. And there it goes. So we can decouple that now, and that's going to travel to the surface, deploy the landing legs, and deploy the parachutes, which I'm hoping will deploy relatively soon. There we go. Okay. I was actually kind of scared for a second that they weren't going to deploy, but all went well. So we're just time accelerating towards the surface now, and it looks very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay. And now we just unfold the solar panels. So now we should have enough solar energy output to continuously send back data without having to stop and let the power recharge. Also, if my voice will stop cracking, also we can take seismic data now, since we're on a surface. And now that we open up the Science Junior, there is 70 more science to be had there. I actually believe the seismometer actually had more. Yeah, 72. Wow. Okay. Sure. Let's see. And the mystery goo. Can't forget the mystery goo. Okay. So this will actually probably be enough to get us another tech, at least one. So transmitting all of the data is going to knock out the Science Junior and the last remaining goo canister that we have, but it should be okay. I'm hoping we won't have to wait as long with the electric charge doing its thing. But I suppose we might. It'll go a little faster at least, considering we've got a whole bunch more solar panels up now, and it would probably be going even faster if the sun were directly overhead, but it's not, which is okay. That's fine. Yeah, I think we're just gonna wait on this for a little bit. I don't know how much more it has to do, but it shouldn't take too much longer. Before it was only generating maybe 0.3 electric charge for this thing, 0.3, 0.4 per second. Now it's generating about 2 or 3. So it's going a lot faster. It's going a lot faster now. And it should be done fairly soon, I'm hoping. Now the real challenge will be landing and returning from Duna, which I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do once we have mining drills and storage tanks and converters, so that we can refuel off-world, or I should say off Kerbin. Something like that. I'm not really sure, but I'm good at this game, I feel like. Not even kind of. But yeah, considering we hadn't been to Duna before, and considering the state of our technology, things went pretty well. getting here without not a lot of issue. Like really, we didn't have any issues whatsoever. We had an amazing surplus of fuel. I was able to slow myself down to, I think it was like 10 meters per second before I deployed the parachutes, which was very, very nice. Didn't have to worry too much. We got an amazing amount of science from it, and I do believe it is done now, which is good. Good. We don't have to do any more. Oh, we could even get more. No, I'm not gonna put you guys through that. And we can get more from landing and returning with the stuff anyway. So I think I'm going to leave that there, and I will see you all in the next video. Alright everybody, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to stay tuned on Friday for Civilization 5 Season 1, Part 8, I believe we're up to now. Yeah, 8, I think so. And make sure to go check out the Lee Sin video that I posted on Monday. Thank you all for tuning in with me today, and I hope to see you again soon.